Hello everyone, Sage here. Welcome to the Smart Market Insights on Kalkine TV. And renting out a property in Australia is not an easy task. Recently, the scarce availability of properties for rent, combined with skyrocketing prices, has ignited a never-before-seen housing crisis. And Aussies have been forced to move out of their existing rental accommodation either due to unaffordable rates or sooner than expected sale of properties by owners to tap high profits. Rental rates in Sydney and Melbourne have seen sharp upticks, with the trend resonating across multiple cities. However, property prices have been taking a slower route in recent months, sparking discussions around the impact of interest rate hikes expected later this year. And despite a slowdown in property prices, rental rates have gone on a seemingly unidirectional upward path. Let's now take a look at why rental rates are high in Australia. Remote working conditions have developed a trend shift in Australia's existing workspace setup and property markets. As consumers are now increasingly working in a dynamic setup, the demand for detached housing has rapidly surged after lockdowns, and additionally, low interest rates have allowed buyers to plan out their finances more smoothly, pushing up housing demand. The comfortable interest rate environment has led many to look for spacious living arrangements to adapt to remote working requirements. In fact, new owner-occupiers in the markets are dominated by individuals who have bought holiday villas in their coastal suburbs. And these influential factors have allowed a selected set of individuals to own almost all available properties, leaving many others without a home. Stark rise in the trend of owning villas and holiday homes has also left fewer properties available for rent. And additionally, the reopening of international borders has prompted an inflow of a higher number of student immigrants flying from foreign countries. And most of these students live on rent, further aggravating the existing demand for rental housing. So, will the interest rate hikes impact house rental prices? The market has sensed an interest hike approaching, with impacts already visible on property sales and housing prices, although the central bank has made no official announcement on the timeline of cash rate hikes. Market experts predict the first interest rate hike after the pandemic to occur as soon as June. This expectation alone has spurred a widespread slowdown in housing demand. Following a rise in interest rates, interest payments by owners could increase significantly in the coming months. If the Reserve Bank embraces multiple rate hikes, interest payments could increase multifold for an average mortgage holder. Essentially, landlords with a mortgage might prefer passing on these higher interest costs to their tenants. As homeowners increase rental rates based on expectations of higher interest payments, the overall property prices in the market could also rise. However, an even more crucial factor affecting rental rates is the demand-supply imbalance in the rental housing market. This happens as rising rent payments urge tenants to move out and look for cheaper living spaces. However, tenants might be forced to live with exorbitantly high living expenses with no alternatives to rescue them from the rising rates. And vacancy rates are crucial in understanding why rental rates are rising or declining. In general, tenants find it much more difficult to obtain housing once vacancy rates drop below a threshold of 2 to 2.5%. The rising competition among tenants then gives higher negotiating power to landlords, and ultimately landlords get the free pass to raise rates to their liking simply because tenants have nowhere else to go. And therefore, while tenants need not fear rising interest rates, they could undoubtedly face the brunt of a reduction in properties available for rent. Experts predict that the rental housing crisis in Australia could worsen with time. As more immigrants enter the market, the competition might only increase, forcing many to shift to tighter housing conditions. And meanwhile, interest rate hikes could impact the rental housing market by forcing a higher number of people to stay on rent if they cannot afford mortgage repayments. Thanks for joining us in that report. Hopefully your renting is going well for now. And that's all for now from us. We will be back again with the exclusive Smart Markets Insights show. Till then, keep watching Kalkine TV for the latest market updates and related insights. Sage signing off for now.